are at the Glacier Gorge trailhead and we're getting ready to head to our campsite. And the weather looks like it's changing again, so we have lots of warm clothes again. Here's Doug, the man behind the camera, and the one with the monster load on this trip. He's still carrying most of the gear. Won't always be like that, but for a little while. Oh, look at, he can barely walk. Alright, 50 feet from the parking lot, we're already on snow, and I think that's going to be the way the whole trip is. So in episode 2, we went on a backpacking trip, and now 6 weeks later, we're back out again. And this time we are doing a little bit more difficult of a route. Our hike's going to be about 3.5 miles to camp, and we're going to be out for 3 nights, 4 days. It looks like it might be a repeat of our weather last time. Looks like a storm's coming in, but at least up to this point it's been dry. And I'm wearing my plastic boots, which will keep my feet a lot warmer than last time. So my pack is a little bit heavier than on the last hike. I think it was 27 pounds. This time it's almost 40 because we have a lot more food. But I'm doing really good so far, and I'm just so happy to be out here. And it's really helpful to have trail signs. It's so beautiful out here, but it looks like a storm might be coming in, so we stopped for a quick lunch break. And I'm enjoying some gorp, good old raisins and peanuts. Chewing. Still chewing. Chewing some more. So, going to empty my pouch. Found an area where there's not a lot of snow, so I can still dig down into the soil and dig a great cat hole, which won't be the case up higher. We'll discover another system up there. But got my toilet paper, my bags to pack out my TP, and I'm set to go. So the mission to empty my pouch into the cat hole was successful, and it's really pretty easy. It's a little awkward trying to empty. I first tried to kneel, and that puts me in a strange position, so I actually kind of stood a little bit and sort of leaned over the cat hole, and I think that worked the best. So just trying different things to see what works out here. We started at Glacier Gorge, and we hiked all the way up to Lockvale. Originally we were going to camp at Andrews Creek. A little too much avalanche danger there, so again we're back at this lake. Multitasking mania. So we've been out here for 24 hours, and last night we made it to camp. We're camped by Lockvale, which is absolutely stunning. And we were originally supposed to go up to Andrews Creek, which is a little farther up the trail, but there's a lot of avalanche danger, and so we camped a little bit lower. And that's one of the cool things about camping early season in Rocky Mountain is if there's a lot of snow, you can camp anywhere you want as long as you're 200 feet from water. So we really lucked out and are camping in a spectacular spot. And we are listening to avalanches come down in the cirques all around us.
That one just cut loose. Just missed it.
One of the challenges of emptying your pouch in the wilderness is just the distance that the output has to fall into the cat hole. A person without an ileostomy can get their butt pretty close to the cat hole, but for us, our stoma and our pouches are up pretty high. So I tried squatting by a cat hole. That doesn't really work, so I found the best thing is to kneel, but if you kneel like this, getting low to the cat hole, you have a chance of getting output on your hands. So going up high is a little bit easier, and the problem is that creates a longer distance, and sometimes it's easy to kind of miss the cat hole. That's not a big deal if you're on soil, and you can just scrape it, the places you miss, into the hole with a stick. Bury it, you're good to go. So when we got to the ranger station yesterday, we found out because of the deep snow, we would not be able to use cat holes up here because the soil is obviously buried, and also the privy is buried. So the regulation with the National Park Service is that you have to bring a portable toilet and pack out your human waste. And so this is something new for us. I knew someday we would probably be dealing with this because it's in a lot of high impact areas. It's the way that they're starting to have people deal with waste. But what it involves is this bag that you basically poop into and then, yeah, pack it out. I was a little concerned with this bag because my output is pretty liquidy, and I was thinking that it might leak, and I would hate to get it on my pack. So I decided to also bring some little doggy bags, and I figured if I emptied my pouch into these, then I could tie them closed and put them in the bag, and that would just create a little extra security. However, this bag has a really narrow opening, and as I tried this last night, I found that it was really hard to, a high distance as I just talked about, get the aim into the top of this bag without making a mess. And so I had a pretty frustrating night last night. I had to empty twice, and both times I kind of missed the bag, and I got some output in my pants, and I was a bit frantic. So there were several things I tried with emptying into the bag that definitely didn't work. One of them is I put the bag down here and tried to empty, but it was too great of a distance, and the wind caught the output and made a mess. So I realized pretty soon that I had to raise the bag up to my pouch a little closer. So I tried to hang on to the bag with one hand, empty with the other, but you really need two hands to empty your pouch successfully, and so that created a mess as well. I even tried to tie this to a tree to get it higher, but as I was emptying, the bag went like this. Another disaster. So I finally came up with a great plan for raising the bag to the perfect level. So after all those difficulties, I decided to build this toilet station that raised the bag up a little bit so I could more easily drain into it. So I cut out a spot for my knees, put the bag on an elevated platform, and that way I could empty right into there without being a great distance away. And when I was done, I just took the bag out of the snow, tied this shut, and I dropped it in this silver bag, so it made it a lot more secure. So that's one of the cool things about snow camping, is you can really build whatever you want. Now, with all this, I realized it would have been really easy to have closed-end pouches that I could have just popped off, dropped in the silver bag, and I would have been good to go popping on a new one. But I didn't really know that we were going to be doing this, so I didn't prepare with those supplies. But that would be another really easy option.